What's up, everybody? I did it. I'm live 5 days this week, Monday through Friday. I finally hit it, guys. So hyped for this. So hyped to be here. This took a lot of work. There's a lot of work to try and stream 5 days a week. But I am loving it. I'm loving it a lot. So thank you for being here on this Friday. Episode number 14 of Making Le Deadly Le Dex. This is a card game I've been building. I've been making this for the past year, over a year. And yeah, it's been going great. I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to show you guys it. We're gonna be making some new cards today. That's gonna be the thing for today's project. We're not gonna play through it. so sorry if you guys are here to see some playthroughs. Not gonna happen today. Not gonna happen. But I really want to try and get some of these new cards in and then get it all done so that Monday, fresh week, starts all crispy brand new. We have some new cards to play and I can actually start digging into this new setup with a lot of these new changes excuse me, that I've been trying to get in. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. We're going to be doing a lot of Photoshopy today, a lot of card design. It's not going to be final card art design, but James and I talked about it, and we do have a lot of pretty cool things that we want to work on and get in here for the next play test. I'm actually going to see if I can pull up that document that has all of the stuff in it. Got some ginger ale caught in my throat. All right, so the trick is going to be Photoshop has scratch disks, which just basically means it uses memory. And oftentimes when I try and do stuff like this while streaming, it's like, no, not going to happen. Oh, all right. We got Raymond here. Thanks for, you like the rapper hoodie? Yo. I don't know. That's like if I were a rapper, I guess. I love this hoodie, by the way. It's one of the best things about the wintertime. The wintertime's coming to an end, and it actually is legit cold in my office. I was kind of shocked. Fist Fight's here. What's up, Fist Fight? Welcome back. Fist Fight's our newest member of the Council of YouTube Deadly Deckers. Oh my god, look at all this garbage all over this. AI everything, right guys? AI this, AI that, AI all of it. How are you guys doing? Furry's here too. We got the whole crew. I was wondering if you guys were going to show up because I was kind of like, well, I guess we'll see what happens because I don't know. I haven't streamed at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And I was like, we'll see what happens. We'll see who shows up. So we're going to make cards today. I really want to make all of the new cards that me and James have worked on so that Monday I can do a whole new playthrough. That's the goal. We'll see if we get there. There's a lot of cards to alter. There's a lot of new cards to try and get in. But we're going to do the best we can. We're going to see what we can do. Speaking of, let's just, like, for no apparent reason, jump right into it. Looking at the cards here, and which one should we start with? I guess we just start from the top. Makes the most sense. Let's find this cocoon card and let's start building up this new one. The new Ted season? Ted Lasso? Oh, you really want to see gameplay. I'm not going to do gameplay on this one. I'm not going to do a gameplay because we have all these cards to try and get done. And I also was putting in already, I got some cool new ideas here for how Bucket's going to work. I don't know. Did I tell you guys about Bucket having a repair kit? Did I tell you this? I think you guys are going to love this. I am so in love with this idea. I don't even know if it's going to work, but I'm so in love with this idea that Bucket has down here an item that is a repair kit, you know, a bunch of wrenches or some garbage like that. He's got this little repair kit, and what it allows him to do is you can take any weapon any of these pink cards that are weapons, and you can break them down and you get the health amount for what they're worth in their top corner as health. So if I broke down this broadsword using the fake repair kit that I don't have here, he now has 6 health. And he has to take health damage on the gear stuff, the metal shards first, metal scraps. So, you know, if he gets hit, it would be a 1 to this, which would knock it out. Now he's down to 5. But then you can scrap more items to give him more health. I'm like so excited about this, guys. I'm so excited about this mechanic. I literally cannot wait to get this mechanic, and I think it's so cool. He's really coming together. I also have this new one too. I don't know if this one's gonna work. We're gonna find out on Monday. But he has this new one called Crank, and Crank is his new special. And I'm toying with this idea that he changes the way heavy weapons work. So this heavy weapon, usually you would just roll, you know, do 2 damage. Great. On crit, add 1 bleed token. That's a new thing that I added this week, but that's okay. But the way Bucket works is not like this. He has this weapon, this heavy weapon, but you have to actually crank him on a level. So he's got to like wind up basically, like, because he's like a mechanic. And then if you start the turn, weapons only attack when Bucket starts a turn exhausted. So he starts the turn all wound up. You unexhaust him, and now you can trigger the attack twice, which means you roll once, and that's a double miss. But if I hit it, I get 2 damage plus 2 damage plus 2 bleed tokens, maybe. I think the bleed token is actually going to be a status effect rather than multiple tokens. But, you know, I'm so interested in how he works, because this could break the game and we have to get rid of it. Or it could just be really interesting because he's not actually getting to do like more damage. We're just making his timing separate. So the really cool thing that I love about this idea is, you know, if he doesn't have a flail, but he has, I don't know, what else do we have in here? What else do we have that's like a heavy damage weapon? I don't know. This card's broken, so this is not going to be a great example, but this is a heavy weapon, and he could have this gear punch one. Again, I don't know how this would work, but he could do slam, which would do 4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would work. This one actually shows that it's kind of broken, because then on the next turn, you'd have to do this. And how would that work with this? Anyway, we'll see. Maybe this is a sign that this will not be the way that Bucket works, but I really want him to wind up like a toy. I really want that. So even if it's not this, it's going to be something, guys. It's going to be something, because I just think that's a really cool character element, and I want to try and play it up in the mechanic as best I can. Bucket is OP. I love those, the Bucket fan art, AI fan art. You guys were killing me yesterday. That was great. I wonder if YouTube has like special emotes. Do they? Can I add emotes to my... Looks like not. They don't have the Twitch thing where there's like Curtis Wow emotes, do they? I get find out all the differences with how this whole YouTube thing works. It's kind of fascinating. All right, so let's get into it. The first card we're gonna make here today is gonna be, where did that go? Cocoon. So let me go ahead and grab the Cocoon card, and then we're not going to do these perfectly. Usually I would pull up like the actual card template, but it's not going to open while I'm streaming because there's tons of cards in there. But we can grab this one, which is an event, and it's Cocoon. So let's go ahead and open up the Cocoon one and then see what we can get done here. Let's buff Bucket and nerf Sledge. Sure, let's do that. We're just going to keep buffing Bucket like over and over again. All right, so this is the old card. You can break the Cocoon. You can select a hero. You roll. You add their power. If it's 5 or better, success. If not, summon 3 spiders. Again, these cards are this old style of game design where I was really trying to learn about what makes choices interesting in this game. And what I've come up with is that a lot of the choices that I was doing were not very exciting at all. They were not very exciting at all. Oh yeah, I just got rid of the entire chat in the browser window. That's not what I wanted to do. There it is. So this is before you would just roll, and pretty boring card. Now what's going to happen is you break the cocoons, you select a hero, roll for strength, same thing. Roll for strength 1 to 3 times. I wonder what that means, what James meant there. But outcome 1, you draw a spider. Outcome 2, you save someone. Or you can skip this card and you take the Caught in Webs card. We'll try it. This might be one of those things where selecting who's going to fight this thing, that might be the thing for this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try this. So break the cocoon, break the cocoons. You roll for strength 1 to 3 times. I still don't know what that means. But I can just make something up. So let's go ahead and grab this guy. And we're going to need, I think 3. Is this going to be a 3 stack of events? It's possible. Let's see. Once you get to 3, it's like really a lot. So you may have to work on just like redesigning some of this and how it works. But we need break the cocoons, roll for strength. I'm going to try something with this. I'm going to try taking this guy, and what if, since it has multiple outcomes, what if it's just like here, you get rid of this one, and let's turn this one off for now, and maybe it's just a bigger box, like it goes up to like here or something. I don't know how big it would actually be. And then we grab this off of here and then move it up, and then we could stretch it out like this. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on top so we can just put the text in. So this would cover all of this up. It's not going to have that little grainy texture, but I think it's okay. So we could try something like this and see if it works. Break the cocoon. And here's what I'm thinking. It's select a hero, roll for strength 1 to 3 times. I still don't know what that means. But we'll try it. We'll try it without it. Something like this and this. And then this goes here. And this could be a new type of card UI that I haven't done before, where it basically says select a hero and roll plus strength, which we have the thing for it. Exactly. Well, yeah, one of the things is this other card, which we should definitely open. Cocoon, Caught in Webs, I think it's called. Let me see if we can pull it up. If you miss or you pass by, I think you just get this. You get this one if you don't do it. It's this one right here, Caught in Webs. Yeah, which maybe we need a little bit of different art for. I think someone maybe like in the dark, a dark silhouette, like moving through like a bunch of webs, maybe would be more apropos. It would be more apropos. Okay, I'm going to put all this stuff in a group, and then I'm going to turn it off and grab this guy because we need this. think James is right. James has brought up to me before that we might not need to say select a hero and roll and add strength, but instead just say select a hero, roll for this thing, which means roll for the stat and just add it together instead of having to be like really like say all the stuff, instead of having to say like roll, add strength, all that stuff. Like instead of going that route, really just roll for strength. Right? What happened to him? He got caught in the webs. It's a great card, but I don't think it really expresses what is happening, because you put this on the party leader and then the next time you have an encounter with creatures, you have to take this hero's roll. Their turn has to be trying to get rid of it, which you could miss. So that card's supposed to be like, he got vacuum sealed. That reminds me of these things at Target that they sell. And the brand name is so horrible. Are you guys ready for this? Wait till you see this. You're gonna love this. Hold on, let me get it prepped for you guys. I gotta deliver the joke. Are you ready for this? They sell these at Target. And the brand's name is Lunch Skins. Lunch Skins. It's disgusting. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Like, I will never let go of this brand name as a joke. Cause I just think, like, who calls them? Like, I didn't know that lunch had skin. Oh God, so disgusting. So gross. The skin of lunch. And like nobody told them. There was no one on the team who was like, I don't know, Bob. Skins? Lunch skins? How about we just call them lunchkins? Like they could have just called it lunchkins. And that's cute. It's lunch. It's cute. Lunch skins. And it's the thing that gets me about it is it's the plural of it. It's like, it's not like it's like lunch skin, which kind of is a little better. It's like lunch skins. Like there are multiple skins of lunch and they've been collected and they're all the lunch skins. Like skin is the key. Insane. Like, does the lunch skin get like blackheads and like zits and stuff? You know, is it oily? Are there oily lunch skins? What do they smell like? It's disgusting. It's so gross. Oh, the people coming here because they think I'm making a card game. I am making a card game. Get off my back. Get off my lunch skins. Get off of my lunch skins. You know what the worst part of this is? I just really got myself right now. I just really got myself now because they're gonna send me so many lunch skins ads now. I'm gonna get lunch skin ads all day long now. Great job, me. You guys see what I do for your entertainment? You see this? You see how hard I'm working? I'm gonna get lunch skins ads now, and I'm proud of it because I'm a hard-working streamer. And that's what I do for my community. You guys don't thank me for making jokes that will then cost me lunch skin ads on my mobile device. The lunch skin is the bag, is it? It's kind of funny how some ads are not for the product, but trying to make you do something so you'll need it. Like what? What are you thinking of? Good old lunch skins. It's not even easy to say. Like, no one in the building who was working on this was like, it's kind of actually hard to say too. Like lunch skins, lunch skins, lunch skins, lunch skins. Oh, what's up, Adam? Adam, how have you been? I was just, you popped into my head, Adam, while I was driving around the other day, because I was like, I haven't seen Adam in a while, and I'm really wondering what you're going to think of this, some of the stuff that I'm doing in the card game, because I know you really love, like, fighting games and all that kind of stuff. Is Kurt doing okay? Oh, you're doing okay. I thought you were checking in on me because I was talking about lunch skins. That video was about making a sandwich, then putting in the sandwich. Oh, nice. I love it. Thanks for hanging out and lurking, Adam. Yeah, I've been curious because you really love that, like, you know, those skirmish fighter games. Yo, did you play 2K KO? 2X KO? What was it? 2X KO? Did any of you guys play that? I played it a bit. Man, I was really hyped for that game, and then I found out they laid everyone off because, like, within the first 2 weeks, it didn't do well. I didn't know that you love card games, but I kind of guessed only because you love fighting games. And, like, you know, I mean, it's all the same. It was a bit too much for you. Oh, I'm so curious to know what you mean. Like, but I thought they made the input modes were like so simple though. Was it like the metagame was too much or what? Right now you're playing Magic, One Piece, TCG, and dabble in Pokemon. Oh, wow. Nice. So you're really in there. I got a couple booster packs for the Gundam game. I heard the Gundam game, the card game, was actually pretty good. But I don't know. I did get 2 booster packs and I opened them, and I got to admit it wasn't that exciting. Like, I was like looking at the cards. I don't know how to play, but the cards kind of looked just like, you know, stat prawn, basically. Ooh, Gundam is fun. Your friend sponsors you to play pre-releases for him? Oh, wow. My family takes an hour to play Uno. Yo, Uno can go on. Like, when you get to a certain level of gameplay, Uno, I feel like, starts to turn into the game that never ends. And you're kind of just hoping it does. You get someone down to 1 card and then someone plays another card and they end up with like another 30 cards and you're like, dang, kind of wanted them to just win so we could do something else. He pays the entry and I give him the product at the end. Ah, that's a great setup. I played I played a really random card game recently called, what is it called? Starts with an S. Scourge? No, it's not Scourge. What is that card game? Oh my god, my friend would destroy me for not remembering. Sorcery! There it is! I will say the art and the card quality of Gundam is really nice. You thought it was? I had the opposite. I opened the booster packs and I thought the cards felt like, I kind of felt like they were made of like the stuff that I make my prototype cards on. I thought they were like a little thin. Oh, the big ticket cards. I did get one. You're all right. Yeah, there was 1 card out of my 2 booster packs and it has like the embossing, like it's like raised up and it's shiny and like all that stuff. That one was cool. You got to feel them side by side with Magic and Pokemon cards. The material is way different. I'm going to do that when I go home. I'm going to try that. Yeah, I wonder what it is. Maybe it's like the matte feel is something. Also, my first pack that I opened, I didn't get an embossed one. Hold on, guys. I got to like reset my sound here. It's like crackling for some reason. I don't know why. Every once in a while, it's still crackling. Maybe it's just today. The material is way different. Wow, I'm going to check it out. It is a good game, though, because I heard it was a good game. And then when I looked at the cards, though, I was kind of like, these just feel like stats on top of stats on top of stats. But this is a hot take from someone who's never played and only opened 2 booster packs. But I will just say that as someone who did that, I wasn't like, oh dang, I gotta get the next box and start playing it. It didn't really sell me on it. But Sorcery did. Sorcery was really fun. It feels a little complicated. And I don't mean that from like a rule set. I think it's pretty straightforward how to play. I just felt like the 5 grid, or what is it, 4, 5. Personally, I felt like the 5x5 grid, I think it was 5x5 or 5x4. I can't remember, but it did feel to me like it could have been 3 wide and not 5. The 5 felt like it was just made the game go on like way longer than it needed to. And 3 lanes would probably have just been enough, because I didn't even use the 2 left and right lanes, the far ones, until we got to the end. And it was kind of only just to like do some really fancy movement. Sorcery is great. You love the old school art. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's all done. Oh yeah, by the classic Magic artists. That's right. Yeah, and I really love their, what is it? The curios. These guys, this card game Sorcery, it's pretty cool. I should probably just pull it up so you guys, anyone can see. It's kind of like if Magic had a terrain on it. Terrain meaning like you had like a game board in front of you. It kind of looks like this. Or no, does it look like that? Yeah, it kind of looks like this. It's like a 5v4 grid. And you can actually like move creatures around the grid while you're playing. And the grid matters a bit. Let's see, it kind of looks like this. That's not what it looks like. It's like no real good shots of gameplay. Yeah, here it is. This is kind of close to what it looks like. You mean to take an hour to set up and then it gets worse? My sister gets back at me if I give any cards to my mom and lets her win. No one cares about the game, so you got to tell them to wake up. Yeah. Adam said if you want to check out One Piece, they actually have a really amazing community, and they made a sim in Unity. Oh, cool. We argue about rules. People take forever for the most part, basic moves, so it's hard to remember who's low on reds. Yeah. I mean, that's the meta game of Uno. That's really interesting. Yeah, you know what I'm really into, Adam? Does the One Piece game have cards whose rules, like, narratively are interesting? Because I found that as I've played so many card games, I'm getting a little more particular. And I feel like if you use Magic as the, like, litmus test, like the standard, I would say like Magic has cards that are really cool, that feel like they're a narrative card, like the rules match what that character is supposed to do or that creature does. But then they also have cards that just are like, yeah, this is just a card with rules on it, and like just deal with it. And like we tried to make it make sense, but it doesn't. And I found that I'm really trying to go in the direction of cards that aren't just rules for rules sake. Oh, neat. There are some I mean, everyone does have fluffy cards, right? So it's not about finding a game that has 0 fluffy cards, but I'm just more interested in the games that did it. I felt like Sorcery had a lot of really cool cards that were like more narrative rooted, especially considering that they have like factions. The way that the faction plays was very rooted in a narrative. So that was pretty cool. Why is my YouTube like crackling? Is it crackling for you guys? Feels like it's crackling. Oh, thanks, Raymond. I shaved my head bald at 100K. Well, that's a thing now. Okay, I guess that's a thing. Like cards behave how they would in the show. Okay, my interest is piqued. And Adam, you are one of my most trusted sources, not my only one. I would say my other friend who got me into Sorcery a little bit. Between the two of you guys, you're like, yeah, if you recommend something, you probably definitely know how it works and if it's good. I really liked, I gotta admit, I thought Lorcana was really cool. But I also kind of felt like it was a broken game. That was just my take on it. I thought that the inking was interesting, but it just didn't play right for me. It just constantly felt like a ticking time bomb where you start off with a lot of options and then you just kind of get to the end of the game and you only have like one card you can play. You play Lorcana, you guys like it? I like it for what it is. That inking system just felt like maybe they fixed it now. I played it when it first came out, but I just couldn't get it to feel like I'm constantly on a scale of scarcity. Like every time I made a move, I'm just making myself more scarce. And I just don't feel like the cards, like a lot of times I played it and you just didn't even get very far into the deck. That could have changed by now. I don't know. That was when it first came out. Maybe I should try it again. I do like the idea of a non-combat centric game. Yeah. It is one of the best parts about it. But what I will say about Lorcana, and I'm trying to find which card it is, maybe Adam, you know, there's a specific card in Lorcana that I want to hang up in my office. It's not even like a great card. It's just one of the cards that was in Lorcana really had a lot of narrative behind it. I thought it was the Sultan from Aladdin. I thought there was some card that when I first played Lorcana, there was a card in the Aladdin movie set series that you like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's exactly how it was in the movie. And I haven't been able to figure out which card it is at this point. Well, I think games are more gravitating towards not having resource cards as part of the main deck, which I happen to like. No, I love that. I really love that. I have never, ever been a fan of the resource cards in the deck. I just feel like if you told me that you were making a trading card game where half of the deck or close to it would just be the same card over and over again, and then you may lose because you didn't pull these actual worthless cards. Like it just, for me, it just never vibed with like, yeah, you just don't, to me, it's like, right, just separate the two decks and you have a choice. You either draw a land card or you draw a Pokemon resource card, or you don't. And those could be random based on colors, but just never worked for me. I just always felt like, but that doesn't make sense. You're beating me because all my cards are at the bottom. Like, you could theoretically just on a random shuffle for once out of a billion times, just shuffle your cards such that you could never get any of your land or resource cards because they're at the bottom of your deck. And I just feel like the fact that that's even possible and variations of that are possible, that's a broken system. Like, that's just like, no way. Like, there's a whole element of randomness in Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and other card games like it, where just based on probability, there are more favorable, less favorable situations that they are literally broken games. Imagine the opposite. All of your land cards are at the top of your deck on a random shuffle. That player just lost. What are you going to do? Just keep playing land cards over and over again? Now, the chances of that happening, 1 in a bazillion, but that's not how it works usually. Adam said, or like any in the card deck can be a resource. It just feels bad to overdraw and underdraw resources. Yeah, and I think that's my point, Adam, too, is like, yeah, you nailed it. Is like, the thing is like, it shouldn't be a sliding scale of you are feast or famine, and potentially could top out both of those spectrums with absolutely broken decks. And that's part of your game mechanic. Even at a young age when I played Magic, I remember losing very early on when I got my first deck. And I was like, so what? Like, and they were like, well, that's just how it is. And I was like, what do you mean that's just how it is? Like, you know what I mean? That's like if you rolled a D6 and just a number just didn't show up 1 out of every 1 million times. It's like, well, yeah, but then that's not tournament ready game mechanics to be like basing them off of. Your least favorite part of deck building. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like One Piece and Gundam have their own resource decks, and you can always get some at every turn to cap. Yeah, Adam, also, did you see Pokemon even in the Pokemon TCG app, the one where you're just opening packs and then like playing Pokemon? They actually removed it so that every turn there are no energy cards. Just every turn you get an energy token. And you know what? Surprise, the game plays exactly how it played when you were shuffling land or energy cards into your deck. So like, even when I play that one, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes sense. And I do actually like playing that one quite a bit. But man, the feeling of not drawing an energy card in a game, I don't know, man. I just, it's hard for me to get over that. It's real tough to get over that one. You like it too. Yeah, it's pretty great. Lorcana has the inkable cards, which is also okay since the cards serve another use. I do think that the inkable cards for me, again, I haven't played in a long time, but the inkable cards in Lorcana was a really cool idea. I love the idea of you have a set of cards and you need a resource card. So which one of these cards are you willing to part with? I think that's like brilliant. My only problem with it was, to me, it felt like, but you don't, they didn't replenish you with that card. Like so you're just slowly like losing your hand over time. And like I said, I don't know if they played it now, but they really needed a lot more cards that cycled in additional cards into your hand so that you could play them. But that's hard because, like, if you think about it, you know, you have a hand of 5 cards, you ink one of them, you're down to 4. And then you play a card that gives you extra cards, you're back up, but not by much because you actually burned a card and played a card, which means even if they give you a card that draws 2 cards, so you discard 1 for ink and then you play 1 to, let's say, draw up into your hand, now you need at least 3 cards on a draw to even get a +1 to the hand that you started with the round. And that's crazy to me. That never felt very good to me, which is rough. Yeah, there's a lack of card draw across the colors in Lorcana. I feel like that's the biggest thing in there. You said, well, Pokemon games in paper need less energy now to run decks, but you have to account for that. Yeah. Blue seems to have the most of it. Maybe I should try blue if I ever play again. And the discard decks are always perennially strong as a result of that. Yeah. I really did like playing Lorcana. The other one that I played, not to go on a complete tangent, was the Star Wars one. I really liked that game, by the way. You know, I don't know if you played that one, Adam, but if I were to recommend any game that I've played out of all of those, Lorcana, Sorcery, the Star Wars one, I haven't played Riftbound yet, but the Star Wars one is really good. It's like really good. Star Wars, I forget what it's called. Like, who cares what it's called? You just name it. Star Wars Empire Wars or Star Wars Unlimited. There it is, Star Wars Unlimited. Star Wars Unlimited actually is really cool. It reminds me a lot of some of the card game design that I'm trying to do with Deadly Decks. It plays a little bit close to, what is that game? Star Realms? Is it Star Realms? I think it's Star Realms. It plays pretty close to Star Realms, which I didn't like that game. Let me pull this up so we don't have this. Yeah, Star Wars Unlimited. This was really good. My friend played The Mandalorian. All I can tell you is like what happened in the game. This is my sign that it's a really good game, is when you play the game and the narrative that happened matches like something you saw on the show or what have you. But he played the Mandalorian set and it was so cool because you get the Mandalorian and I forget, he can be like equipped with like extra weapons that basically like what happens to him is what happens in the game. But what was really cool is there's like the tribes or whatever they're called. Maybe they're not called tribes, but I forget that in the show he like helps the people on Tatooine or wherever that like desert planet was. And in the game you get those people and you can arm them. And it was so cool. He ended up winning because like that character had a very specific play style where you just keep arming things. Like you arm the Mandalorian, you arm the groups, and you keep giving them like basically like weapons and stuff. And I was like, dang, this is like, actually felt like I was in a story, like in a Star Wars universe, in a Star Wars story. That was really cool. It's a pretty cool game. They do have one thing that I wasn't a fan of, which is they have the two like space or vehicles assault on one side, and then on the right side is like ground assault, which I can see why they did that because it's Star Wars. But I don't know, it felt oddly imbalanced. Like we really didn't have many ships flying around. We just had a lot of ground assault. And then when we did put them up there, it kind of felt like something you had to deal with rather than part of the strategy. But, you know, to each their own. I really liked it. It was really fun. I would really love to maybe play this where you only have land cards, no ships, and see how that would play. That might be really fun. But this game was pretty cool. Oh, the place was Earth. Yeah, that's just outside my window. Yeah, they are. They're really true to lore. They have a really good handle on it. I'm not much of a Star Wars fan. Not as in I don't like Star Wars. I do like Star Wars, but I just feel like with everything that's happened with the Star Wars universe, I'm like, feels like my parents are arguing and I just have to wait till it's over. At this point with the Star Wars IP, I'm like, okay, Disney, when you stop arguing, maybe I'll jump back in. But until you guys figure out where we're eating for dinner tonight, I think I'm just gonna sit in the back and put my headphones on and disappear. That's kind of how I feel about all that. I do love Star Wars, but it's just, man, what a mess. What a mess at this point. All right, well, we almost got one card done, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know it's something that you guys know I don't take for granted, but I really love the convo and hanging out with everyone here and looking up card games. So fun. All right, so let's see. Cocoon event. This one is going to be select a hero, roll for strength. And this is going to be a new card design. I haven't tried anything like this before. I'm going to try and make a card that has multiple outcomes, but you only live once. Just kidding. You only need one text block. Thanks. Thank you, Adobe. Thanks for telling me that, Adobe. You're so helpful, Adobe. You're so helpful. This is really helpful what you're doing here. Is this supposed to work? Okay, so let's just do this. And then let's do this. I swear Adobe is like so dated and broken. You can literally feel the years and years of code. Okay, let's get a bullet symbol here and just drop it in. We'll see if it'll work. Okay. Raymond said bringing back Emperor Palpatine was the worst mistake of Star Wars ever. Oh, I wanted to throw up in the movie theater. I'll never forget it. That scene where they show it's like super cloudy and it looks like a vaporwave YouTube image of like all the Star Destroyers in a pink background gradient in the clouds. And they were like, whoa, he's been building this whole time. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, guys, I know we're in science fiction. I know that none of this is real. But even according to those things, like even things that are fantastic in Star Wars that can never happen, like speeder bikes flying through a forest, which there was a paper done where people said that like they took the amount of density of the forest times the amount of speed that the speeder bikes were going, and then they checked, cross-referenced that with human reaction times, and they basically said that out of 1,000 stormtroopers, only one would make it like 20 feet. Like they were like, it's impossible. It's actually impossible. And you know what? We still suspend disbelief for those moments because it makes sense and it looks cool. That moment, oh my God, that whole movie was just like, what are we doing? You know? Oh man, that was so bad. And then Snoke, who just ended up like they were like, oh, he's like the new bad guy, and we were all like, whoa, he's scary, I can't wait to find out who he is. And they were like, don't worry, you don't need to, he's dead. I was like, oh my God, guys. Oh my God, guys. Oh man, that series. You need to take a shower and you feel really bad distracting me. Why? I like being distracted. It's a hell of a good time. Yeah. Yeah. I still love the first three. I still love 4, 5, and 6 though. They're just so good. I went back, I watched one of them with Baby Wow, who's 5 now, and they're just great. They still hold up, honestly, which is unbelievable, but they still hold up. They're still amazing. All right, so we're gonna roll for strength. We select a hero and roll for strength, and then we have to draw a spider or draw an ally. So we'll just put in here 0 to 2, 0 to 2, draw, summon spider, summon a spider. Only this hero can Is my YouTube like really choppy for anyone, or can you guys not hear it, or is it just because it's lo-fi, it doesn't even matter? Andor was a decent series, just all British, so a bit hard to understand. Yeah, Andor was great. I didn't watch the second season of Andor. But yeah, it's tough with Andor because it's like Andor is as great as you could ever wish for a non-Jedi based Star Wars show to be, and yet, you know, it just felt like as great as it was, I just kind of was like, what are we doing here when there's like other stuff going on in the universe that would use lightsabers? Draw an ally, and then the last one here is going to be, I'm kind of feeling this is a fun card to make where we actually have like outcomes. Oops. Pass 3, so we really want to do 3 or more. Draw this 2 or less, I guess. 3 or more, 2 or less. Take this hero out, drop it in here. Only this hero can engage. 3 or more, draw an ally, pass, summon caught in webs. Summon caught in webs, place on this hero. It sounds fine. Wow. Maybe it is me then. Maybe it's just moi. All right, let's move this up so it fits. Actually, let's not. I think we just make it smaller. One thing I've been toying with is like, I think the text that I've been doing is like too big. And I think I can fit a lot more into a card. Like this, you know? Maybe this is just a little bit too small, but let's try it. This music sounds like a Hallmark channel. Okay, so roll, select a hero, roll for strength. Might even be able to make this smaller because, no, not really. I was gonna say maybe I can actually space these out differently, but even though I can, it looks like they still have to go on multiple lines. So we're not gonna get that. But it does mean I can fit more text. Only this hero can engage. 3 more, draw an ally, pass. You can summon caught in webs and place on this hero. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I'm all about these new type of cards where there's a lot more choice, there's a lot more to do, there's a lot more to think about. I'm really into this. And then who knows, maybe we'll find out on Monday that these cards actually suck. Oh, to be a game designer. to make games. Okay, this looks pretty good. Yeah, that's cool. I dig it. That reads pretty neat. I think if I did this, one last thing I would do is I would probably just make this. We can't bold it because that's not possible. Oh, yes, we can. It's possible. All right, then we're gonna do that. We're gonna make it a medium weight and almost like bold it is basically what's happening here. And that reads pretty well to me. That way you can easily focus on the outcomes here. Pass, maybe skip. Skip, pass. I'm not sure. That works for me though. That's done. Let's go ahead and save it in the tabletop thing here. I'm gonna call it Cocoon. Save that. Sure. All right, we got one. Raymond said, by the way, the only reason Star Wars was ruined is because Disney acquired them and made everything kid friendly. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. They just really took it apart piece by piece. You know, it's funny too, because I watched the first Star Wars episode 4 with my little guy. He's 5. And there's some stuff in there. I don't know if you know this, or remember, but there's like disturbing stuff in that movie. Like the first one is when they cut off the arm of the one alien in the cantina in Mos Eisley. They like cut off his arm and they show his arm laying on the ground. And my guy who's 5, I thought, okay, it's totally fine. This is Star Wars. How bad could it be? And then I've seen this movie, and then they showed that, and he was like, whoa, they just cut his arm off. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so his arm is like off now. And I was like, yep, his arm is off. And then even worse, after that, when Luke goes back after that whole event, and Luke goes back to his parents' place, and he goes back and his whole house is destroyed. I didn't know this, but there's a burning pile of rubble with skeletons in it that are burning, like still like fleshy skeletons of his parents, and he's literally watching them burning in a pile of rubble. And I was like, luckily, Coda, can't call him Baby Wow anymore, but Coda was like, he didn't recognize what it was. I think because he's never seen anything like that. So he didn't really catch it. But I was like, what? But at the same time, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I think it's actually good, because in truth, it does make me feel like there's some weight to why Luke, like, basically is like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna come with you now. I guess I'm going on an adventure now, which is like, yeah, okay. Like, Disney would never show something like that now. And I feel like that's, to your point, that's what's missing. Like, really? Come on, guys. Like, Star Wars kind of has always had a little bit of a dark side. No pun, or all pun intended. You choose. It's up to you. It's Friday. You choose your pun preference. Where's the Cocoon card that I just saved? I just saved that card and now I can't find it. Or there it is. Okay, Cocoon 1. All right, well, we got one card done in an hour. Well, my father always just told me none of it's real. That's true. I tell him that too. I think that's the way to go. But again, it's not that I didn't like it. I was just more like, whoa, okay. Wow, we're here. We're here. Like, we're really doing this. We're seeing like some dude's arm get cut off, and then we're gonna go back to Luke's house and see that his whole family's dead and burning in front of a pile of rubble. I was like, wow. Like I said, my problem wasn't that it was inappropriate for my son as much as, you know, because it wasn't that bad, but just more like, wow, yeah, like Disney really like changed the vibe of what made Star Wars so wonderful, you know, that there were real stakes, real things happened in that series, you know. People's arms get cut off all the time. It's like, oh, what are we going to do with this character? Cut their arms off. Of course. Let me see if I can get some of this going here. These guys are bandits. Bandits. And the bandits are going to be here. Wow, I can't believe I streamed 5 times this week. I've been really wanting to come back to streaming, and that is just so, I'm so proud of myself for just sticking with this and getting that to happen this week. I really miss streaming. It's fun to be back. As the heartfelt lo-fi music drones on. True journey was the streams we did along the way. It's okay. Star Wars is a good story. A boy who was a slave who became the most important person in the world, but then fell because of his greed. That's a good point. Wait, which ones are you talking about? You're talking about the first 3? Like the Phantom Menace ones? With Hayden Christensen? Luke, my mom and dad did, and I saw their bodies in the rubbish burning road trip. Did I watch it in order or no? Well, no, I mean, I couldn't have. I couldn't have. Because I was born before the Phantom Menace came out. So I forget how old I was when that came out, but I mean, I was pretty young when it still came out, but not like super young. Maybe I was like 10 or something. No, I couldn't have been. So maybe I was like 14, 12 or 14. I forget when that came out. Time, guys. It goes fast. It really does. Okay, let's see. Let's do a little block here. Again, I'm not trying to get these perfect, but you know, might as well try a little bit. Try a little bit to get it right. Okay, and then we drop this in here. Now, I'm going to try and see if I can get this to work, but James really wanted there to be this element where the cards are based on, there's types of cards, and based on the type of card is how you can decide what you want to do. We're going to see if we can make it work, but if we can't, we'll maybe just play it on Monday and then see how it feels. It's taking a little longer than I thought it would, but that's all right. That's the way it is. Star Wars was a story so complex they had to wait for tech to catch up so the story could be told properly. Yeah, it wasn't made in order. You couldn't make anything, you couldn't even make it more out of order. I mean, the first 3 are 4, 5, and 6. Then they made 1, 2, and 3, and then they made 7, 8, 9. Oh man, those ones are just atrocious. You know, I wouldn't even be mad if like Disney just came back and said like, look, we're just gonna restart and just redo it all. Honestly, if they were like, look, we're sorry, we recognize that these movies were made, but we're gonna take them and redo them, I would not be mad at all. Really would not. I love this music playing while I'm just droning on about Star Wars. We're just like talking about Star Wars while there's like Hallmark lo-fi is playing in the background. So funny. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And then we're going to do this guy and drop this down a little bit. And I think that's pretty close to the same thing. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to get this to be perfect. That's close enough. Good to go. And then let's put the bandits in, but I'm going to need this thing. Let's get this bandits thing above here. There we go. And then this guy, I need this guy here. It's going to be pretty messy, but maybe I'll just remake it. It's probably best to just remake it. All right. All right. It's probably just best to remake it. So we get rid of, oh, okay. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, this goes up here. Drop this. And I guess I'll just remake it because we're going to make a bunch of these cards. So I might as well just redo it. I don't want to, but I guess that's the fastest thing to do here. This goes on the outside. Yeah. And then we drop this down a little bit. Something like that. And then curve it off like this. It's probably close enough. I've been thinking about doing a little bit of like a Persona 5 vibe to this UI, where it's a little more like, you know, a little bit more edgy and interesting. But we shall see. All right, this one, let's see how we do this one here. Cocoon, we got bandits. Bandits, you roll for the pickpocket. You roll for speed. If you get a 0 to 3, you have to lose coins or loot. If 4 or more, defeat this card and collect their loot. Okay. So these guys are kind of cool. It seems like a basic card, but the idea behind it is that we would put bandits in each of the acts moving forward. Actually, that's not true. We'd put bandits in the first act, bandits in the second act, and in the third act, there would be a bandit camp. And the idea here is that if you draw the bandit card, you roll, and if they steal from you, you put it off to the side with the things they stole. In the second act, if they show up again and you roll and you don't do well, and they steal from you, you put them off to the side. And in the third act, if you roll the bandit camp, the bandit leader shows up and you put these 2 bandit cards next to them and you fight them and you can get your stuff back. So this is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting little mechanic here. I don't know how it will feel if you get robbed twice, but then you don't draw the bandit camp. Maybe the bandit camp needs to be part of one of the locations on the map, so you can actually plan to go there and get it. Yo, what's up, Sam? Welcome, Sam. Guys, this Curtis WoW stream community, it's happening, guys. We're back. We're back, baby. So exciting. Thanks for coming by, Sam. How's everything going? Break the cocoon. Okay, great. Let's do it. Let's break that cocoon. Bus driver, break that cocoon. All right, let's put this on a little bit there. That's looking right. And then we can put the text in here. Now the text again is gonna be block the pickpocket, roll for speed, 0 to 3, 4 or more. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. This is going to be like the last one. So maybe, just maybe, we go ahead and we duplicate all of this as soon as I get it right. Make it this din text, and then we put the din text here. And I believe that din text is medium, but maybe we'll just leave it as is. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to be able to use this again. So text block. So I'm going to keep that down here, and then I'm going to duplicate it again, but this time I'm going to drag it back into the card. Sam said, good, I've been vibe coding my loading system for my game. It still doesn't fully work, and it's been 5 days now. I spent about 5 hours on it over those days. Oh, is it getting close, Sam? Are you getting close to it? It's rough, dude. When you start getting past those initial first vibe coding sessions, when you're trying to work on something, I feel like the AI almost takes longer than it would take to make it yourself. My own personal opinion, I've just kind of like had this thing where like if it doesn't make it fast, like in the first hour, it can't make a decent amount of progress. It starts getting like more and more. All right, I'm gonna do this card and then probably sign off for the weekend. And maybe if I can get some work done over the weekend on this, we'll have our cards ready, but I don't know. It feels like I did a lot of procrastinating, guys, which is so much unlike me. It's really not like me to do that. Sam says he's getting close to switching to Claude. I would recommend that. If you're using ChatGPT, ChatGPT is great, in my opinion, for front-end things, whereas Claude is really great for back-end things. So if you're doing a loading system, that checks out for me. When I'm working in Unity and I'm doing a lot of front-end things, I find that Claude, for some reason, like, is trying to show off and makes a lot of really dumb choices. Like, just puts like stupid garbage all over the place. Like, you know, you're like, oh, I want to test this out. And then it adds like a blinking light for like on and off. And you're like, that's flashing. And you're like, why'd you put that there? And it's like, oh, I thought it would help set the mood. And you're like, don't set any moods, bro. Last thing I need is AI trying to set a mood. I just need you to do the programming for real, you know? So much unlike you. Yeah, look, I can't even finish this last card, guys. Look at this. Let me save this guy, though, as a separate card before I don't. I'm just going to do card template temp, just because, like, that way I know this is, like, where I can use these, like, little cards that we're making, these little one-offs. All right, let's try it. Let's get this card to be bigger, like we did in the last one. That's nice. Let's get this to go up here. And let's call this the Bandits. It's called Block Pickpocket, but I think it's like, I want it to be something else. Like, maybe we call it Look Over There. I like these cards that have like a little bit of like a narrative title to them. So look over there. They're trying to trick you so that they can steal your stuff. We can hold your stuff. Maybe I should just call it We Can Hold Your Stuff. You're currently using Gemini and it's worked semi-fine. Oh, interesting. I haven't used Gemini at all for coding. Gemini is way cheaper, but isn't as good as Claude from what I've seen at Lemonade. Interesting. I have Lemonade and I used it once and it didn't work well. And then I switched to Gemini and it did the task for me better. That's why I switched to Gemini. Whoa. Raymond taking notes. Raymond knows those guys at Lemonade pretty well, I think, right? Right, Raymond? So yeah, that's be interesting to hear, Raymond. Maybe you can follow up with Sam and find out what it is that was really like, nah, I'm not going to use Lemonade, because that's what you were saying. You were saying that the other day, that people try Lemonade and then it doesn't work right off the bat and then they get rid of it. But the difference being, you said it was people who don't know how Roblox works, and Sam's pretty capable. He's a pretty capable Roblox dev. So I wonder what the deal was. They gave you infinite free credits? Dang, son. That's pretty cool. It's really nice of them too. It says a lot about the kind of devs that they are, that they're even doing that for anybody. That's pretty cool. Okay, look over there is going to be roll for speed. So it's going to be one of these roll for speed. And we said on the last one that it was going to be select a hero, roll for something. Okay, so that's the part that I'm missing here is select a hero. Is it select a hero? I think select a hero. Yeah, select a hero, roll for... I don't know how I feel about this card. I'll take some. Anything to get off Gemini. Oh, so Raymond said now you can switch the model on Lemonade. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure about this card because one of the things I've been doing is whoever rolls, whichever hero rolls, they're the ones who have to deal with this. And I feel like if the bandits, if you roll for speed to not get pickpocketed, then the bandits would steal from that hero. Here's the problem though. Like, discard 2 coins or 1 loot feels like, why would you ever discard a loot? Discard a loot? I might have to increase the amount of stuff people can carry. All right, discard a hero, roll for speed. Let's go ahead and crack open a card that actually has speed. Something speed. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Open a card that has speed on it. This card has speed on it. I don't know. I'm starting to think that this new set of cards and like all the work that I want to do on this, I think it's going to take a little longer than just the weekend. Like I want to be able to also finish up the new hero cards. I want to make sure I get all these new event cards in. I'm starting to think maybe it's going to take a little longer than my initial calculations. Surprise, game designer. Tell me you're a game designer without telling me you're a game designer. I never meet a deadline. Okay. All right, so this is going to be roll for speed. Takes 1 year. But to answer your question, Kurt, the rough version of loading system is done, but still needs tweaking. Nice. I wouldn't be surprised, guys. I mean, I don't even know. I'm kind of just making this game because I really love it. And I don't know how long it's going to take. And I've thought about it. You know, once I get this card game done, then making a digital version of it, that would be the most important thing to do next. And I just don't know how long that could take. I try not to think about it because I'm having a lot of fun. And you guys have seen my journey as a game dev over the years. I've been making a lot of games for other people when I ran my mobile studio, meaning like I just really tried to chase that money. You know what I mean? And I'm not there anymore. I really want to make things that I care about. I want to make things that bring me joy. And I got to admit, this game is the first game in a long time that I really, really love playing. I've liked games that I've made. I've never loved playing games that I've made, except for Space Friends. I did really love playing that game, but I just couldn't get into it at this level because I wasn't programming it. But I really love Space Friends. Next stream will be making a digital card game in 2 weeks. Furry said the bandit camp could be one of the paths you choose and maybe you can save your loot. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Video how I released my own card game and sold millions. Oh my god, that would be amazing. That would be, there's so much lore in this game too. So I mean, I feel like if I got the opportunity to keep working on it, That would just be crazy. 0 to 3, discard 2 coins or 1 loot. 3 or less, discard, I'm going to say 3 coins or 1 loot. And I think the way this is going to be is if you don't have 3 coins, you have to discard 1 loot. Then we come back here with 3 or less, 4 or more, and you get to battle them. I believe that's what the outcome is. Defeat this card and collect their loot. Right. God, the popping. Furry said, I wish I could have played it, man. I would be the best pilot. Roll right, roll, pull up, pull up. I mean, you can't pick. I mean, you can pick what loot doesn't get stolen, like loot good for early game. Yeah. I just feel like this, you know, back to the whole thing of when we were talking about land cards and Magic and energy cards in Pokemon. What if this is the first card you draw in the game? You know, and you don't have 3 coins and you don't have 1 loot, or you just get someone who loses one of their swords and they can't fight. I have to think it through. I like the idea of the card that it pops up, but I'll tell you what could be interesting. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like this card has a lot of no choice to it, and I don't like that. Remember we were talking about like the choice factor, not the TV show that doesn't exist, but the choice factor of each card. I mean, if you draw this card and your only choice really is to pick which hero is going to roll for speed, they either are going to have to fight these guys or they discard 3 coins or 1 loot. There's really like not any choice there. Ooh, Raymond sounds like he's cooking. Or. Yeah, I see what you mean, Furry. Like you can pick what loot doesn't get stolen, like good for the early game. Like you would only get rid of the bad stuff. Maybe it includes like things like health potions and it's not just weapons. It's like, okay, well, they take a health potion then. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe that's the way it works. Maybe it's loot. It's not weapons. Maybe that's the important distinction. I'm thinking it's weapons, but maybe they can't take your weapons. It's just loot. Okay, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I still think there's not enough choice. Discard 3 coins or 1 loot from this hero. You know, so maybe you choose that hero. Maybe it just looks like too much because the text is too close together. Maybe. You know what? Let's not predetermine it. Let's go ahead and do it. The only other thing I was going to mention is I have had thoughts about doing interesting things with the dice. Where is it? Do we have the dice in here? D6. So this is how you... Is it opening? Did you open or what? Photoshop, man. Photoshop. So reliable. D6. Open. There we go. One of my ideas The text is too small. Make it bold. All right, you guys say it's too small. All right, let's see. I think before what I was doing was making this. I'm gonna have to download another version of Din. I think I need like an extra weight because I think medium. You guys are right. I think medium is what it's supposed to be. I'll see if I can find that. One thing I've been considering though is in the game. Here's the die, right? What if I had... Okay. How to explain this? There's 6 sides. And right now I have a custom die, but there's 3 heroes. So what I could do is I could put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on each side. And I could have a creature roll a die to decide who it attacks. So you could literally roll it and be like, wow, okay, I got a 1 on here. And that would look like, maybe this is not necessary, but it would look like, you know, you could take it and you could just put this right here where you do like a little 1 in the corner and you make it bigger. And it's in the corner like this. And it's like 1. Whoops. Did I lose it? What happened to it? I don't know where it went. There it is. And then there's the copy. Okay, so it'd be like 1, 2, and then 3. And I don't know if this will work. I forget how this does it. Oh, it tells you right here how big the die is. So 1, 2, 3. And the reason I'm doing this is maybe this is how the bandits work. Is this 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, but you gotta flip this one and then move it down into the corner like here. So they're like right about there. Might need a little bit of work, but if I put it back and I save it, and dice, we call it D6. I've been thinking about this a lot because maybe this dice can use multiple stuff. Like it can do more than one thing. So if I go here, no, that's not what I need. I need here. Yeah. And I go to Imgur, which for some reason is where I have to upload everything because that's what Tabletop Simulator likes. For some odd reason, you have to put everything on Imgur so you can get the location of the image. I'm going to add it and pull this up. And then we go to dice and we get the new die. And then we copy the image address and then we custom it and then we put it right here. So this is what it would look like. Oh, that's not it. Copy image address. There. Too small. Too small. But the idea being, oh, the bandits will steal from Simeon. So now Simeon has to roll to see what he gets, or, you know, and it's really small. I get it. It's so small. So I'd have to really work on it. It will only do, why is it only doing, oh, did I just mess, what? Oh, I see. So this one, if I rolled this, they'd steal from Bucket. But Bucket would have to roll for his speed. Or if I did this, that's a 3, still would be Bucket. Or 2, Simeon, right? Like, I don't know. Could be interesting to see who they steal from and see if they notice. Narratively, I like it. I just don't know if it's going to be interesting or fun. But maybe instead of numbers, it's little dots like this. Like maybe we do this thing where we go here and we just do a little dot at the bottom. Like this. So that would be a 1. And the stroke is the same. Let me see here. Stroke would be this color. And then you make it even bigger. Maybe this is the way to go with this. I don't know. Just playing around and seeing what works. This goes here, and then you move this one off to the right. So this one would be a 2. And then the last one would be a 3. We go right here, and then we just bring this one over here, and then one more. And then we group it together and duplicate it. And the idea being that you could use this for like I said, for targeting the heroes in an interesting new way that's more random and not so predictable. Maybe? I don't know. It's kind of interesting though. Let's just put it in, and you know what we're gonna do? Just try it. That's the philosophy. Just try it. This game is not out. It's not live. In fact, I'm probably the only person on the planet who's going to be playing it, unless James does. So why don't we just try it? It's the thing with game design. Sometimes you just get so concerned that you forget that it's like, just have fun, bro. You're making a game. Ooh, I like that. That still reads really clear. And the dot really tells you, if you're looking at it, who it's attacking. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's cool. That the dice does double duty. I do love that pink color. I do. Yeah, I think they are, right? Are they the Jet on Discord? I'm pretty sure they are. My theory is that Furry and the Jet is Known Amazing Fun, but I don't know if that's true or not. It's just a vibe, but that's what I'm thinking. All right, let's make both dies have the dots on it. Interesting, interesting. I do like it. It looks pretty cool, and it doesn't stop me from looking at the numbers, either one of them. It just looks like a little design thing on the bottom. Okay, so if we were to finish up this card, save the dice, come back here, and we say roll to select a hero, then roll for, it's going to be interesting. I'm already calling it. I don't think I'm going to like this card, but we're just going to try it. Discard 3 coins or 1 loot from this hero. Otherwise, 4 or more. This hero must defeat this card. Must defeat this card. This hero must defeat this card. And last but not least, we're going to have to give this card an actual set of attack. Maybe I could be Elon Musk for all I know. Yeah, where are our Teslas then? Come on. Where are our Teslas? Okay, let's open up one of these attack cards. This guy's got it. And I'm just going to make this easy on myself. We're just going to grab these 2, copy them, bring them back over here, drop them in where they were, edit, paste special, in place. And then I'm just going to make a real mess of this. I'm just gonna go ahead and just clear out all this. Actually, let me see if I can just delete this. There we go. And I don't think they should have 5. That's quite a bit for some bandits. Bandit arenos. But I love this Kurt learned a lesson lo-fi music. It's like, and then he realized the bandits were there the whole time. They only wanted to bring him bacon. Okay. This is not going to be perfect. Or even close to it. This diamond. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try and do my best. Okay. All right, the bandits are somewhat done. They do a 1 attack. And they have 5 health. Maybe we make them a 3. A 3-1. I don't want them too strong and I don't want them too weak. I think a 3 is probably pretty good. 3-1, why not? There's more of it. It's like this lifetime lo-fi. It's like Li-Fi Hallmark edition. He realized the stream was coming to an end. But the friends he made along the way was all he needed. He knew that even if the stream ended, they'd still be there in the chat, waiting for him to return. While they were gone, they spammed the emotes. They dropped the likes and subscribed to the channel. Waiting his return. But would he return? Could he return? Should he return? Welcome to my ASMR Lo-Fi channel, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on these numbers. I can see why these numbers are hard to read. One day you'll listen to AI music and not notice. Ah, it's true. It's true. It be true. I still think there's gonna be room for really special stuff, though. Things that people make. I don't think AI can remove really great creativity, you know? I don't know that we're gonna see that in this lifetime. Last but not least, these guys are supposed to have extra loot. So the benefit of destroying them is that they have this. They will also have this right here, one of these guys. Whoops. Whoops. A lot of whoops here. A lot of whoops here tonight. If you're a whoops, drop. Okay. Guess that's pretty close. I think that's close enough, guys. So they are a blood, which means they're technically supposed to have a weakness to fire. Oh, all right. You're back with a new shirt. All right, so that's the bandits card. I do see what you mean. The text is too small. I'm gonna have to fix that because the other card has it too. So bandits are 3-1. discard. Oh, you know what I forgot? Put this card to the side with something like that. Put this card to the side with loot or coins. All right, so the idea with these guys, again, interesting card idea here. They're bandits. You draw them. You have to roll to select a hero. Then you roll for speed. So it would look something like this. He pops up, they pop up, and then you roll to see who's going to be doing it. Bucket's about to get ripped off. And then he has 0 speed. So then we're going to roll for speed. And we get a 1. And so according to the card, that would be a 3 or less. You would have to discard 3 coins or 1 loot from this hero and put this card to the side with the loot and coins. And hopefully you can find them. Oh, thanks, Raymond. Yo, thanks for dropping and saying, telling people that. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, guys, like and subscribe. All right, we got 2 cards done. Not bad, not great. Well, actually, for me, it's very good. I think we all know that. For me, this was a very productive stream. Bandists. That's it. It's going to stay that way, too. That's what I'm going to call them, bandists. We did do the cocoon, and we did do the bandists, which pretty exciting. I like both of these cards. I can't wait to try them. All right, guys. This was a lot of fun. See if my Elgato's stream deck is working. It is. This was a great stream. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. 5 streams back to back this week. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out here. You guys truly make this the most fun part of my day. I really love it. Hopefully next week we're going to get the rest of these cards in and then we can start playing again. It's going to be pretty sick. So have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you back here on Monday around 11 a.m. Eastern time. Curtis, wow. Ow.